At Arlington Cemetery, the grave of John F. Kennedy, president and war hero, born 100 years ago today. Asked once how he became a hero, he said, "It was involuntary. They sank my boat." Kennedy had a lifelong love for the sea and for boats, one in particular. The night before President Kennedy traveled to Dallas, inside a Houston hotel room, he made a simple sketch. It may have been the last thing he ever put on paper, but it wasn't the first time he thought of Victura.
This one was at the end of October 1962, and it was just at the end of the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Stacy Bredoff is curator of the JFK Museum and Presidential Library.
All throughout his life, it was being out in the sun and the wind and the sea and the salty air that somehow was always a source of renewal and inspiration for him.
Victura, meaning about to conquer in Latin, was given to him by his father when JFK was 15. He named it, cared for it, and sailed it for 3 decades. It needs the work because it's in the elements.
It's exposed to the elements over the summer so that people can see it.
In Osterville, Massachusetts, we watched as the Victura was being restored by 75-year-old Malcolm Crosby, whose family designed the boat model 100 years ago. You've been working on these boats for how long?
I started in 1960. There's a lot of history here.
Kennedy credited the boating skills he learned on Victura with saving his life in World War II. And in 1953, pictures of Kennedy and then Jacqueline Bouvier on board launched America's love affair with the young couple.
The Kennedys have boating really in their DNA.
Greg Egan owns the Crosby Yacht Yard and oversees the revarnishing, polishing, and painting.
Every year, we give it a protective coat of varnish.
This is a special year, though.
Well, this is the 100th anniversary, and so to us, it's just like any other year, though. We want to make sure the boat's in great shape and protected for all the visitors.
It was returned to the library earlier this month, back at its prime spot on the shoreline. What is it that you find most fascinating about Victura?
Just the fact that it was his and it was so important to him over so much of his life. It's wonderful to see her here in the sunshine.
Where the stories it holds can be shared anew. And today, to mark the centennial, the Kennedy Library in Boston opened a year-long exhibit called Milestones and Mementos.